Virgo, the three essential elements that you need to make sure that this year is successful and that you sow the right seeds, particularly in relationships going into next year. Now, for Virgo, relationships can feel a little bit fragile and tentative at the moment. It's almost like you're stepping on eggshells. So it's very important in relationships that you have enough space to de-stress from everything so that you are able to up the level of positivity rather than being dragged down, because relationships are very demanding right now. But key to remember is relationships are also evolving into a new stage. So you may feel relationships are at a crossroads. Maybe you feel your relationship is stuck. Either way, you are at a pivotal point in relationships, and you need to change things first on a practical level, right? So maybe it's just the mechanics of communication, better communication, nothing complicated. So the key to fixing relationships is right now is brutal honesty, which I know is kind of a go-to thing for you, and then taking things forward in a pragmatic and a cautious and slow approach. Slow and steady wins the race in new relationships and in old relationships and new, but a lot of new relationships are just edging towards that phase where they're going to get more intense and important in your life. But the crossover between a new and sort of going into a permanent relationship or a steady relationship is quite difficult, and it's often fraught with some anxieties. So both you and your partner have some doubts and some questions, and these questions can be more easily resolved than you think. So don't let it derail you. Right. Now, one of the other positive things for Virgo right now is understanding the spiritual dimension of new relationships, because new relationships right now follow a rather topsy-turvy path. So if you're in a brand new relationship, don't think ahead. It's not good to kind of start second guessing your partner or thinking too far down the road. There's a lovely quote from the Formight of Africa which says, "The world was made round, so we could never see too far down the road." And what Virgo need to do right now is stop trying to look too far down the road. Deal with things in the here and now, and try not to worry too much, because everything is to play for. Everything is kind of in the frame, and anything could happen. This is also a marvelous time, Virgo, for using water sports as a way of relaxing, improving fitness, and also getting rid of stress. Now, they often say that in order to cleanse your aura, it's really good to have a hot shower, a bath, cold water swimming. Anything like that that clears toxins and also emotional baggage can be very important to you. So working with water, swimming, anything that involves water as a therapy, a hobby, can be incredibly powerful in terms of healing, relaxation, and cleansing that aura. Because I also feel what Virgo need right now in terms of your non-romantic relationships is better boundaries with people. So for the rest of the year, Virgo, know how to say no. Know when enough is enough, and try and understand better your own limits, because sometimes you think that you can perhaps do more in a situation than you can, right? Which keeps you in a situation for far too long. So quit when you're on top, or quit anyway, even if you're not on top, and step back.